That's pretty good. Ginger lemonade tea. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Be Inspired. Happy Friday, lovely people. Happy Friday to you. Good morning, Jean, Ashley. Ashley, you are hilarious. I laughed about that all night, too. I was at work. Good morning. Welcome to Be Inspired. And today's topic on Be Inspired is being worthy. Being worthy. Letting you know that you are actually worthy, okay? Hey, Britt, good morning, honey. How you doing? All right, I want to start by saying, if you don't know how to be a good person, being a good person is just pretty much not causing harm to someone else. So I'm going to tell you some things that let you know that you guys are worthy. If you feel you're not worthy, if you feel like you're not good enough to do certain things, a goal that you're trying to achieve, and your confidence is down, got something for you. Good morning, Kev. Good morning, Gerald. Welcome to Be Inspired. I appreciate you guys giving me some of your time. I'm going to give you some tips on how to actually gain your confidence, know that you're worthy, and if you feel as though that you're not enough, I just kind of want to let you know and encourage you and inspire you to know that you are enough as long as you're being yourself. All right. I talked about last week, be the cat, not the copycat, or was that on the show? Whenever it was, I end up talking about that. But I'm going to give you some tips on, I'll give them a little Stiller bracelet. I'm sorry, it's a distraction right now. But I'm going to give you some tips on that. First of all, you want to be yourself. You want to be yourself. Don't compare yourself to anybody else because, again, you are worthy, okay? And it's okay to be imperfect. You have to know, once you are yourself, you have to realize that, okay, guess what? Everything's not going to be perfect. You know what I mean? We have the spirit, and when I say we, collectively as a group, because you're not alone, we have the spirit of fear, and I bind that spirit to the pits of hell in the name of Jesus, okay? Just go out there and do it and know it's for you. Know that that's your purpose. Like I said, bind that fear spirit to the pits of hell in the name of Jesus, okay? So that you can do your purpose and what you're called to do. Meditate, pray. I'm going to tell you all the time, prayer changes things, okay? And you have to believe, even if you don't believe in God or believe in a higher power, just meditate. Not excluding anybody. This is for the saints and ain'ts, okay? Just take some time and take some time with the universe. How about that? That's a good way. Take some time with the universe and say, okay, what is it that I need to do? Understand who you are, okay? Again, and I'll say this again, don't compare yourself to someone else. Don't compare yourself to somebody else's status. That's where we constantly go wrong as a people. And when I say as a human race, we always find somebody, and we validate ourselves based off of how somebody else is doing. That's phony. That's cornball. Don't do that. As long as I'm doing better than so-and-so or the Joneses down the street, I'm good. No, stop comparing yourself to other people so that you can actually do what it is that you are called to do. Love yourself. I constantly say, find you, embrace you, and most importantly, always, always love you. I end that since I started the show June 2nd, 2010, started Shop Talk with Mel. That was the phrase that I chose, and it took some time for me to choose that to end every show. Find you. Meaning find out who you are, meditate, pray, do what you need to do to get to yourself, embrace you, and say, okay, well, this is who I am, so let me embrace that and say, okay, and accept it, and then love you. Very important. All right, that's my point number 3. Love yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Don't be so hard on you, but have compassion for yourself to know I am worthy, because we are our worst enemy. And I don't know who said that, but I didn't come up with it. And I know that you guys heard that before. You have to be vulnerable for whatever it is that you're trying to do. Be vulnerable for yourself and to yourself and say, okay, I'm worthy. I can do this. And you're allowed to be vulnerable. Okay. Connect with yourself, lovely people. And when you connect with yourself, that's being authentic with who you truly are. All right. That is being authentic. So make sure that you are authentic. Know that you are worthy. Know that you can do it. Say, I can and I will. I can and I will. And I want you to rehearse that over and over. And if you feel that you aren't worthy, again, worthy or enough for anybody, and I had to bring this up because this is the SAD, seasonal affective disorder, is like happening right now. A lot of suicides are happening right now. There's some people that I actually know, and I don't want you guys to feel as though that you're not worthy even to live. Okay, so that's why we did today's Be Inspired is being worthy. Okay, also I want you to make a decision and stop and think about what it is that you have to gain or what it is that you have to lose when you're trying to achieve a goal. Be like, what is it that I'm trying to gain? I know that I can do it, but I might be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of failure. Remember, Quincy Jones said it best. How can you get an A if you're afraid of getting an F? Step out there on faith. Do it, do it, do it. You also have to surround yourself with, and I speak on your starting lineup, surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself that is your cheerleader. Be your own cheerleader. You definitely have to do that. Tell yourself what it is that you want and achieve it and expect it. Expect it. Expectation. That's the word for today. Expectation. Expectations of yourself, not other people. Because if you have high expectations of other people, you already know you might be disappointed because they are not you. But I want you guys, be careful who you are around, because I'm going to tell you that energy sucking spirit is real. People will come up to you and they'll know that you have a gift. They will hug you. That's why I don't be hugging everybody. They will hug you, whoop, and suck your gift right up out of you. Before you know it, you be like, oh, I feel so empty. And by that meaning exhausted. Oh, I'm so tired. What the heck happened? I was full of energy. Somebody came and guess what? Hug you, boom. Swipey, no swipey. What is it? Swiper, no swipey. What is that? Dora the Explorer? Psh, that stuff is real. So again, be careful who you are around. Make sure they're your cheerleader. Make sure they're really for you, because you have some phony balonies out there. Yeah, I took it all the way back. Some people that fake the funk, and they'll pretend like they're your friend to see what it is that you're doing. And they act like on the exterior, they act like, oh, okay, I'm for you. I'm with you. Yes, I support you. They ain't sharing nothing that you have. The only thing that they sharing is some gossip to try to tear you down. Okay, for what it is. And I'm just saying this just to be aware, because one thing I'm not is a negative person, but I want you to be aware of who's in your circle, who's your starting lineup, who's around you, because every single person that you think is your friend may not be your friend. And I hate to say it, but I got to put it out there, because you already know I'm going to give it to you straight with no chaser, because that's what I do. Real talk for real people. So watch who's around you. Watch who's in your circle. If you see one red flag, it's usually a parade to follow. Okay, so that one red flag is telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. Listen, listen, listen. God gave us a mind for something. Okay, and it ain't just to sit there and be like, play the fool. So watch who's around you. If you feel as though that they're not in your corner and they're like, oh, I was just giving you some constructive criticism. How can you criticize me and you ain't never done it? Okay. So surround yourself with people who has done it before, who was successful in doing it. Okay. Just to obtain some of that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to they don't have to be a role model for you, but you might want to model the role that they did if they were successful. Okay. And be like, okay, that seemed pretty good. And you're not being a copycat, but just gather some information and say, okay, well, this is what I'll do to prevent a roadblock ahead. Usually somebody that's for you, and if they've already done it, they'll lead you down the right path. I seen somebody, actually, I was there, I witnessed it. And an adult said, and I don't know if you listened to the show, this was about 2 years ago. I heard an adult tell a young boy wanted to be a rapper. And when he wanted to be a rapper, he asked an adult who pretty much he thought already made it. And the reason I said he thought already made it, yeah, he's out there, he's doing his thing. He told that young boy had to be probably 9 or 10, and he was good too. He told him, you gonna have to learn the way I learned. This man was in his 40s, and you telling a little baby, you're gonna have to do it the way I did it. You're gonna have to learn the way I learned. And the game is sold, not told. You're telling that to a little child? Are you serious? I was appalled. So again, like I said, that young man thought that he made it, but clearly he didn't make it. He didn't make it in my eyes, because I looked at him from a different lens after that. I'm like, wow, our job in life is to help someone else. And granted, I'm not saying just here you go, put him on your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Featuring him, you know, let him get a little part. Snoop Dogg did that with Little Bow Wow. Wasn't an issue. But guess what happened? He didn't help that young man. I ain't seen him. He done fell off. Pew, bam, the fell on off. Okay. I thought that, listen, I was totally appalled, and I looked at him through a different lens, and I just feel like we are supposed to help one another. So if somebody comes to you and you have a gift and they need direction, give them direction. We're not saying do it for them. Give them the direction and say, okay, well, you know what? I had these roadblocks that came up. Listen, young man, let me prevent you from dealing with that. This is what you want to do. You want to make sure you copyright your music. You want to make sure, you know, you want to do that first before you perform it. Help him out in some way. He came to you for direction, so he looked up to you. Anyway, that's my rant for right now. I'm done with that, but that was different for me. So I want to tell you guys, love yourself, have compassion for yourself, be vulnerable, embrace it, know that you are worthy. If you don't feel that you are worthy, these are the tips that I'm giving you. Meditate, take some time, you know, for you. Take some time to yourself and say, okay, what is it that I need to do? You know, go back to the drawing board, revisit that. Be yourself. You have to be yourself. Don't compare yourself to somebody else. Like I said, you want to be the cat, not the copycat. Be you. What sets you aside, okay? I am going to say this. A lot of people feel as though that you have to have a degree in order to do what it is that you are called to do. If you are called to do it, bam, somebody called you to do it. We know who that is. If somebody calling your phone and asking you to do something, don't get discouraged because you don't have the paperwork. Do it. Obviously, they felt that you were capable to actually speak. So everyone has a purpose. Every single person has a purpose. All a piece of paper is validation to say that, hey, I went to this school and I have it. That's it. I don't look down on anybody, and I don't want you guys to look down on anybody. And I really don't want you to look down on yourself, because this is about you, and to know that you are enough. Okay, you are worthy, and you are enough being exactly who you are. And I don't want you to apologize for being the best you. So if you get that call and they say, hey, can you speak? You know, you'll be like, oh, okay, I don't know. Should I? Build that confidence up again. Bind that fearful spirit to the pits of hell in the name of Jesus. Okay, let it go. And for those who, the ain'ts that I got out there, put it out in the universe and make sure it don't come back to you. But do what it is that you are called to do. I'm telling you, if somebody pick up the phone, that can't be more blatant. That can't be more blatant than say, okay, I must be called to do this. Somebody that called me to do this. Be vulnerable, not toward the people, be vulnerable towards yourself, and just open up. If you're afraid, that is totally okay. I still, listen, I've been acting since I was a little kid, 4 or 5 years old. Each time I'm getting ready to perform, anytime I'm getting ready to go speak to somebody, it's nerves. I always be like, oh, I got to pee right before, and then it's boom, showtime, let's go. And then that just goes. But that is just nerves. And yes, we all get nervous. We all get nervous, and it'd be like, this is showtime. It is what it is. And I'm going to have to go out there and do what we do. I hate that phrase, but I actually said it listening to Rugal, because he can't stand it either. This is it. Showtime. Perform. Do your best. As long as you did your best at that moment, even if you feel as though that you messed up, nobody else knows that you messed up except you. All right. So that's your being vulnerable and embrace the situation. Connect with self. Like I said, be authentic and say, this is who I am. And I'm sorry that you don't like me. And I'm sorry that you don't like me or like who I am. It is totally okay. You are worthy. Remember, you are worthy. You are enough. All you have to do, just like with research, is say, okay, well, this is what I want to do. I need to tweak some things. You can tweak some things. You are enough. Go ahead and study and show yourself approved, okay? To let them know, this is it. And guess what? I don't have a degree. And listen, people, again, you do not have a degree. You don't need a degree for your purpose. Because if it's your purpose, understand, you're not here to validate. You're not trying to validate yourself and listen to what somebody else said. or how they will perceive you or how they receive you. As long as you know, just like if you're a performer, if you're on the stage, if you're not feeling whatever it is that you're delivering, the people in the audience aren't going to feel it. So build up that confidence, hold that head up high, know you are worthy, know that you are enough, and whatever it is that you want to do in this great life that we have, go for it and do it. Go for it and do it. And don't think that, oh, I don't have this paper, so they're not going to call me, or I'm not enough, or this person is better than me because they have this paper. Let me tell you something. I was a licensed cosmetologist in 1991, okay? Anybody can read a book. There was some stylists that was in the salon, and I ain't going to name no names. They was toe up from the floor up, but they could read the book. So here again, talent is different. Talent is different. You have people that can read the book, and then you have those that can actually do the work. So you have your practical and your theory. Your theory is the person that read it. It's like, okay, this is it. Let me take the test. Your practical is hands-on. So again, if it's something that you want to do, it's something that if you want to speak in front of people, if you feel as though that you want to be a fashion designer, if you feel as though that you want to be the bomb makeup artist and you have that talent, we got some cold braiders out there. I'm gonna stick with the hair because, you know, by me being licensed, you know what I'm saying? Some cold braiders out there, and it's like, oh wait, they don't have no license. I don't like the fact that they do the hair in the kitchen, but guess what? If you got the talent, go ahead and do it. Me, I'm a nurse by trade. Yes, I'll talk to you about some things. And guess what? I'm a practical nurse. Put me on the floor. Was I in management? I wasn't in management, but I feel like sitting there all the time. I wanted to do some things, but I'm going to tell you what I did not do. I did not expect my nurses to do something that I wouldn't do, because I would get out there on the floor and do it. So again, can't say it enough. You are worthy. You are worthy and you are enough. So go ahead and sharpen those skills up and get ready to perform, okay? Okay, and I told you today the word is expectations. Do not expect others to do what it is that you want to do for you. And again, don't have high expectations of others, like you expect for them to be your greatest cheerleader, because guess what? It is your dream. It is your goal. It is what you're trying to do. Stop chasing it. It's time to obtain it, okay? And I'm going to tell you this, and this is all about you. Keep your expectations high on achievements, okay? And down on people. All right, lovely people, that is my time. I thoroughly enjoyed you, as I do each and every single Friday. Thank you for giving me some of your time. You can catch me every Saturday, Spreaker.com, Shop Talk with Mel. Google your girl, Shop Talk with Mel. Visit the website, all that lovely stuff. Like me on all socials at Shop Talk with Mel. Catch me right here every single Friday, 7 a.m. here to give it to you, be inspired, to uplift you. And if you think this video will help somebody else, please, please, please share, share, share. Expectation. That's the word for today. And again, you are worthy. And if you see somebody with their head down, just tap them and to let them know you are enough. And that might be all they need. Tap them on the shoulder. You are enough. So there's no telling what's going on in somebody's mind. Build each other up. Build each other up. And I'm going to put this out there. If there is something that you want done, make sure you're willing to do it to somebody else or do it for somebody else, okay? Because there's a lot of people that say what somebody is not doing for them. But the real question is, what have you done for someone else? Hey, find you, embrace you, most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people, be inspired. Peace. And I just love y'all for tuning in and giving me some of your time. Thank you so much. We already know my little computer's slow, so it's going to take a little bit of time. This tea is pretty good. Got like ginger and lemonade. I'm trying to make sure I'm well. Let's see. Did we get it? I'm telling you, my thing is on slow.